that we're finally doing our first podcast. This is awesome. Basically, a rundown of me. I'm a full-time mom of 5. I do marketing at home. I have my own company, and I try to fit my busy schedule with those things in with hopefully losing some weight and being healthier. So that's really why I think we started this thing. Liv had the great idea of starting like this podcast together. So Liv, your turn.
So pretty much I am a fur mother. I have a bunch of different pets, which kind of goes along with my plant-based lifestyle. I work crazy hours. I'm used to flip-flopping from day shift, night shift, so it's really hard to keep any kind of a schedule or any type of a commitment. Each time I ever try to go on anything, it doesn't really work out because, I'm normally dead tired and exhausted and I get called in weird hours. But since my schedule seems to be stabilizing a little bit better now, I thought it would be a good idea. So I am a nurse. I also teach clinicals. And then, I think the same goals kind of as Nini. I wanted to be healthier. I think it's kind of hypocritical to tell patients and others to eat healthy and practice exercise if you're not doing it yourself. So
Exactly. Yeah, that's so true. Oh yeah, and you mentioned, which I forgot to mention about myself, I am the omnivore of the two of us. I pretty much eat anything that's put in front of me if I like it, and you are the vegan. Tell me more about that.
So I kind of made that change for 2 different reasons. I was introduced to the concept of plant-based diet when I was learning about the Angiogenesis Foundation. They kind of have this diet. It's mainly like fruits and vegetables, so all plant-based, and it's kind of like a measure that people do to prevent cancer through the way that they eat. It's endorsed even by Roger Moore. But aside from that, later on, I started also reading kind of Alicia Silverstone. I don't know if I'm assuming everybody knows who she is for this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was exposed to like animal farming and all of what they do, and I didn't like it. So I primarily went for the animals, but then, how do I say it? So there's even a fight amongst the vegan community, and it's kind of hilarious to me. So there's different reasons for people to choose to be plant-based or not. So some go solely for the animals, some go solely for health and, the health benefits that come with it. And
some people like you, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of a mix between the both a little bit, but more animals. Like if I found out there wasn't really true health benefits, I wouldn't change still. But really, I just think it's interesting how there is such a conflict even within that own community, because some people are so fast food vegan and they kind of eat whatever they want and it's all not healthy and not to bash Beyond. I love their food, Beyond burgers, Beyond sausage, or even Beyond hot dogs. But if you really think about it, it's not really good or healthy for you if you're always eating processed food. It's good for a substitute meal, like once a week, like say on a Saturday or a Sunday. But then if you're doing that every single day, how is that really healthy? That's the same argument for omnivore. If you're just eating fast food every day, is that healthy? Remember Super Size Me? That's not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a huge part for me, is that for a long time, especially before COVID, when I was working in an office, fast food was pretty much, 2 meals a day for me. I'd go get breakfast before work, restaurant drive-through, and then at work we'd be ordering, online or whatever, or picking it up, and I rarely would take the time to meal prep or bring a sandwich or something like that, like I could have done. And so between that, I gained a lot of weight doing it that way. And, now I'm really terrible about my diet, where I still eat really bad things. Like I like pastas and breads and all the really carb-rich things and fattening things, and I'm trying to scale back on that. But yeah, I actually have never tried the Beyond Meats that they have at the fast food places either, or in the stores. Like, how is that? What's the difference with the taste, between real meat and that?
I don't really see that big of a taste. I think depending, because they actually have like a lower quality Beyond patty and then a higher quality. If you go to the store, you'll see like a box that has like 6, I think. And then you'll see one that has just like 2 and it's more expensive. Those ones typically taste better, but realistically, there's still carbs in that too. So it's not like when you're eating ground beef and that has no carbs and it's just protein. This still has carbs, so you have to take that into consideration. So realistically, eating a Beyond Burger is still high in calories, and
worse.
It is technically worse. I believe it was. I don't remember the exact calories, but I remember when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this is crazy. So this is truly like your cheat meal. This isn't something that I want to have on a regular basis. Whereas if you look at a veggie patty, it's so much healthier, and it's like, I think it was like less than 200 calories. Like most of the calories like came from either the patty or not patty, the bun. That's why I was like, oh, that's crazy.
So it's like they trick you into kind of thinking you're eating healthier by giving it that way at the fast food, joints, but you're really not.
Well, I talked about somebody who was diabetic, and that was one of the changes that he was going to make because he heard being vegan was better. And so then the argument towards me was, well, why should I eat a Beyond patty? It's actually worse. And if you look at all the things in it, that's not healthy either. You're trying to promote a healthy lifestyle. So then how are you pushing this agenda? And I was like, well, actually, I'm not.
Oh my gosh. But so cooking basically fresh at home is definitely the way to go, whether you're an omnivore or a vegan. You're going to get the healthiest, diet you can from cooking at home, essentially.
Absolutely. I think even, who is it? Jared Leto is another one who does, he's vegan, but he is, I think, considered a raw vegan. So everything has to be like completely raw.
Yeah, because it kind of, if you cook out the nutrients sometimes, that kind of defeats the purpose too, right?
Yeah, so you can't go over, I think
it's so hard.
I've had some of those foods too, and actually I thought they were pretty tasty. So it just depends on if you know what you're doing, if you look it up and actually, okay, well, I'm willing to experiment with this a little bit and try, and then you get some better flavors.
And I've been seeing you do lots and lots of awesome looking recipes on videos, and I'm excited. I want to try some of them. I'm always just throwing in like my half-assed, I've got this in my cupboard, so I'm gonna make it tonight, and I'm gonna try to make it look fancy for a video, and yours are like legit, like full recipes. They're so good. I want to try that.
Hey, you get more hits than I do. No, actually,
that's just the algorithms messing with us.
Right? My mom was looking at your teriyaki bowl, and she was like, that looks pretty good. And she's like, can we make a teriyaki bowl? But
Yeah, it was actually super good, so I'm sure you could find something to substitute, something I like to do sometimes. Like, I think you've done tofu a lot, right?
Yeah.
I think tofu would possibly be good, like eggplant, something with substance.
Yeah, that's where those alternatives come in, like, even though the Beyond Beef, they have it's a generic brand. You get it at Stater Brothers, and it's like a chicken alternative, and it's like ground chicken. So I would just like kind of make whatever shape I want and cook that in it too. That would still be more of a cheat meal for me. That wouldn't be like my a healthy one.
Right. That's the cheat meal. So I guess we should kind of move on a little bit, right? So what are your goals?
I think
for our little experiment we're doing.
All around, get healthier, get stronger. I was in a car accident when I was younger. So I have a pinched nerve kind of right here, and I would get really bad spasms. And depending on like when I used to go with trainers, or at least try to, I would get kind of like hurt where my muscles were going insane, and I would just be kind of like almost, you remember Barbie, how her arms were up like this and they couldn't do just like this? So I'd be kind of like this for like a week or two, and then
I can't imagine that.
I don't want to aggravate it, so I'm just trying to find like the best way to, and the only way to really prevent muscle spasms, you can't prevent it, but you can actually make your muscles stronger, and then it decreases the spasms in them out. So you need to work on the muscle development.
Does it help with inflammation and stuff like that too, basically? Butter diet, because that's something like but other people don't necessarily know. I've dealt with like endometriosis and things like that my whole life, and anytime I eat a ton of red meat, I feel inflamed inside, and that's part of why I'm trying to be healthier, is to try to see if that helps, because I've done that before. But the hard part is you also have to cut out dairy and, anything that is inflammatory. And so it's really hard for me on a budget, which I usually pretty much am all the time, to do that. So that's one of my goals, is to try to cut down
I think, what is it? Kale and spinach are like anti-inflammatory naturally. So it's really good if you ever add that in. But no, you're absolutely right. That's kind of the other thing. We don't realize all the stuff that we're putting in our body can trigger something. Even though I love red wine, in America, our wine has more histamines. So that's how come you start getting that little like redishness on your face when you're drinking it. It's the histamine that's triggering it. So some people get
the rosy cheeks. They know you're drinking. It's from that. I never knew that.
Yeah, so then that's why like some people will take like a Benadryl before they do it, so that way they don't.
So you're like half asleep like me.
Well, like too much Benadryl.
Good night right there.
You're like, wait a minute. Oh, I know what she's doing. I know what she's doing.
I know what you're doing there.
No, but it's true. Like growth hormone, antibiotics, all that stuff that they put in our meats can be kind of triggering. Even that's why they always say try to eat organic. So even what they use, like their crop dusting or whatnot for our fruits and vegetables, that's not always healthy either. I think it was Chipotle. They have to use organic farms, and that farm had to have been organic for at least a minimum of 5 years before they can.
5 years, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because they want to make sure the soil had a chance to get rid of all of those pesticides and whatnot. So
crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. I think it was on their site.
I'm going to have to look it up. We'll have to look it up and see if that's a real thing and maybe talk about it next time. Because that's very interesting. Like you think, what then obviously the cost is raised for their product that they have to bring in order to give the healthier product to the customer.
That's true.
So that's not
why they're expensive.
Yeah, right. That's probably. I just want some tortilla chips and guacamole. Why is it so expensive? But I love them. They're so good.
So what have you been doing? Like you've been doing different things at home, even going on family walks and stuff like that.
Yeah. So definitely having a family, 5 kids. It's hard for us to manage the kids and work out, and for me, I try to get little workouts in, but it's really, really hard to stay committed because I'm always exhausted. Now, one thing since we started this a week ago is I've been working out more, doing little workouts throughout the day, even if it's a little bit of time here and there, and I do feel more energized even when I get less sleep. So it's been really cool. But anyways, it's harder to get to a gym, and so like Daniel, he'll suggest that we go out for a walk or go on bike rides and things like that. So we've been doing that around the neighborhood a lot more, and that's been really nice. The kids get a little bit of exercise too, and get to see some stuff, and I get my exercise. And aside from that, I try to sneak it in whenever I can, because they pretty much always want to run in and ruin it. So when you're on a roll and like you go to the gym and stuff and like don't get bothered, but like when I'm on a roll and they like come bust in, I'm like,
yeah, but
I want to start over again. It's hard to start. Yeah, I know, right? So that's the other thing, is I should get up early like you.
I feel like I get sidetracked so many times throughout the day. Like, how do I say it? You saw earlier, I got called to do some work stuff, and so that was like 4 hours right there. And you kind of almost never know what's going on or what's going to take your time, even though you kind of plan your day. And I was watching, what's her name, Lauren Simpson, and she said in one of her videos that she wakes up at 4 a.m. She's like, she's not a morning person. It's hard for her to get up and get her routine started. I was like, yeah, no, that's why I hate waking up early. But then I was like, well, that's a good point. You wake up earlier because you're going to be like either snooze or whatever. So then at least you'll get up, you'll go do what you're supposed to do. And with that said, most people don't really wake up that early. So who's going to really stop you?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
By the time I get back, then I can do everything else. Granted, I've been more tired and falling asleep earlier, but I mean, what life do I have? I don't go out and party at night, so we're fine.
It's all right. We're going to work our butts off and look good, and then we can do stuff like that later.
It's okay. I'll probably be there.
Plus, you're busy, so busy with school or with, nursing and stuff like that too. It's like,
Oh my gosh, I've been having nightmares of school and well, not nursing, but just school in general. So I'm graduating. If you guys didn't see my first like intro video on Instagram, I'm graduating in December with my MSN, and actually I'm starting the PhD program in January. So I kind of overloaded this semester, which is why I'm also extra busy because I wanted to make sure I get done by December. Or also would have prolonged another semester. So I'm kind of extra working. So I have like so many things going on in my head. I'm like having dreams now where I'm all, oh my God, did I forget this? Oh my gosh, is this done? Then I wake up and I'm like,
now I've got to live it again. Like it really happens again in real life.
Girl, wait, did that really happen or was that my dream? Okay, I'm good. I did do that. Like, you forget, did I do that? I think I did. Okay, yes, I did. Okay.
Oh my gosh. But pretty much, so you're super busy, but you've been hitting the gym. You've been getting up early and like hitting it hardcore, I've seen. So
yeah, I think if I hadn't been waking up early, I wouldn't be going.
Yeah, right?
And actually, I think
every time you post, I'm like, dude, you're destroying it. Like, seriously.
Like, not to over advertise hot works, but honestly, because I'm always in pain normally, and when I started going to hot works, I don't have that pain that normally, that tightness, the soreness, all the things that normally would delay me or make me have to take a rest day, where I'm like, okay, I just can't go. Like, I'm not saying I don't get sore. Like, when you work out, you get sore, but it's like, it's not triggering my injury. It's not triggering something bad or negative because they use that, the sauna, the heat, the infrared. So it kind of really does promote that healing. And I don't know, it's been working for me. So I think that's something good that I added in. So we'll see how
nice. And it's like essentially a sauna throughout the whole gym, I think, right?
Each room is a sauna room. So you walk into the gym with a regular temperature, and they have 10 or 12 saunas, I forget.
Different equipment and stuff like that.
So I know, like, there's 2 bikes, for example. There's 1 blast room. Or let me rephrase that. There's 2 bike rooms. So there's 3 bikes per room. So each room can hold 3 people. And so those ones are like the HIIT workouts, and those are 15 minutes a session. And you can look at the speed if you want. So they say 15 minutes is enough. Typically, that's all you can get in for the day.
Okay.
Because of the heat and everything that they're doing. And if you follow the video and push yourself, that will be the amount of workout that you need, or like the minimum best workout for that day.
Yeah. Cool. So, but you book them first, and then you have to go during your time slot, essentially. You don't just show up.
Honest, when I show up, because I see people do this too, because at first I used to try to make sure I book it, because I was like, I'm never going to get anything. I see people show up, and they're kind of like...
just go on in.
Look, and they're all, oh, cool, and then they add it, and then they go in. Like, so, I mean, and then I started doing it where I was doing some back-to-back, so I'll do like blast at, say, 5 and then 5:15. So I just have my phone, I already check in for the second class, and I just like don't get off and I continue what I'm doing, trying to, keep it up. But some days by that second time, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sore.
Well, we have, like, I think I told you, we have a total gym that has been locked in the garage underneath boxes since we moved. So basically, I've got to bring that out. I've got to start hitting that total gym, hopefully, and I'll start busting it out like you and get some more results. Speaking of results, did you weigh yourself today?
Oh, I did. What was my weight? Let me pull up my Fit track because I can't remember the exact. I think it was like 2.6 pounds was the full total that I lost. So I'm 87.8 kilograms. And for those who don't know how to convert, you just times it by 2.2. So then that's 193.16.
Good job.
So I did lose some.
I did not lose so much. So I was 185.4, I think, when we started. It's pretty much like 184.4, so like a pound
But
And I think
that's still good though. At least
yeah, but I think it would have been better. But this is my goal for this week, is not to sneak in all the extra snacks. Even when the kids get them, that's the hard part for me, is I'll make them something like, oh, that looks good, I'm just gonna have a few bites.
For shame.
And that kills it. I know. So that's my goal for the week. I know we haven't brought that up yet, but there's my goal for the week.
My mom was making fun of me again. After making fun of my small muffins and making me make her gigantic muffins, then she told me, all your videos are snacks and muffins. We need better food. Like, what about real food? Because I'm a snacker myself. That's one of the issues. I do love snacks. Like, I'll eat a meal, but then later I get hungry. So I try to find like the healthiest thing to snack on. And that's why I like to make them like the small or minier size. So that way it's still limiting. You know what I mean? If you're going to snack, you're going to snack.
Yeah.
Better snack. I don't
know. Yeah, mine. Okay, so when I do really well and really lose weight, it's when I do like little meals throughout the day. So essentially snacks that can work, for that. So I'm the same way, but lately it's been like a big meal and then snacks, and yeah, I gotta get back on like the little ones. So I'm watching what you're doing to see how I can incorporate it with how I would like to eat it, and or maybe even eat it that way, and hopefully lose some more weight.
Yeah, that's like the key thing. I think that's the most important part for anybody. Any diet can work if they're in a calorie deficit, but there's all these different like, oh, you can do carb cycling or do intermittent fasting or I don't want to argue, oh, keto is better or this is better. I think at the end of the day, it's what's best for that individual. You have to be honest with yourself. Realize, okay, let's be real. What type of eating do I do? Mm-hmm. Like what do I want the most? So for me, sometimes I'm more of a sweet tooth. So then that's why I look more for like, okay, I don't always want to shake.
Things like that.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. Like some people always just like do their shakes. That's great for them, but I can't always do a shake. I'm fine with shakes, they're good, but I don't want 2 shakes a day and that's it for like the next 3 months.
That's hard for me. Yeah, I do those in the morning sometimes, like, and that'll get me going for a while. But people that do those and just shake, smoothie it out all day long, I'm like, oh, I die. I've done it a couple times. It's so hard.
I could do it in the morning, and actually for the morning meal, I normally tend to prefer a shake because that's what I've always been used to. Because I hate waking up. I don't know who likes to get up in the morning. I remember when I used to work like my office jobs, I still would wake up early where it would take me an hour just to get out of bed. I'd wake up, have like my coffee and just kind of, you know what I mean? You're still not functioning.
Don't talk to me until this is number 2 or 3.
Right? You're all done. What? And then you get to work and you do your thing. But it's the waking up part. I don't want to wake up and cook.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so that's why I'm like,
that's one thing though, is like meal prepping. I really want to start trying to meal prep. I think that would help my life.
But you still have to microwave.
I'll probably never do it, but I want. I know, right? That's so hard.
I'm like, for me in the morning.
Can't do it.
No, and actually I used to meal prep a lot, and then like you said, I think from work and being around certain people who are less motivated and eat out a lot, you tend to start eating out. So I would be bringing lunch and still eating out because it's like, oh, that temptation was too strong. And then I was like, wait a second, this is not good. And why do I have Uber Eats so many times debiting my checking account?
I know, right? That's the other thing for me. Goal, save money, eat more at home, cook more at home.
Yeah, I think that like America in general spends most of their money on food. I honestly feel that has to be a true fact somewhere.
And the fees sometimes are as much as a meal in itself on top of what you ordered. So it's like really, it's expensive.
Right? So that's why I was like, okay, no, I can't do that. I could just make it. Like I was gonna do it today too. I was gonna look. I was gonna try to find some place that had cauliflower soup, and then I was
Can
like.
You make some, right?
Yeah. Well, no, because that's why I was like, okay, well, first off, don't try to find it somewhere because then it's going to be made how I wouldn't make it. It wouldn't be. Actually, I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be vegan. I'm pretty sure anything that I would find out there probably would have milk, dairy. But on top of that, it's going to have more calories. It's going to not be healthy per se, the way that I would do it. So that's why I was like, okay, well, let me just make it. And it wasn't that long to make. So I was like, oh.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for broccoli cheddar soup, which is, I'm sure not healthy, even though it sounds like it would be. Between the sodium and all the dairy and cheese, deliciousness, I'm sure. Yeah.
We're going to have to look that up with, not diet. What's
I'm sure there's an alternative, maybe.
Mm-hmm. They have like a vegan cheddar, so we could check that out. And then the other one I love is Nada Moo. I feel it tastes like real cheese to me. Nada Moo, heard it. I actually made like a faux chicken enchilada. So you remember how your mom used to make them, that green chicken enchilada? So that's exactly what I did. So I with the real stuff. I took that ground chicken that I was telling you about that Stater Brothers has. It's the or you know how they even spell it differently, so it's like plant-based. But
yeah, it's like chicken or something.
And so I did that. I prepared that. I was putting those in the tacos, and then I got that Nada Moo cheese. I was sprinkling it everywhere. I took it to my friend's house, and luckily nobody has any allergies anyway. So I just like didn't tell them because I didn't think about it when I got there because I was like running late. So the husband, the son, I think she knew already, but nobody else knew. And so they already ate it. And then they're like, oh, this is good. And then I was laughing because I thought about it. I went, oh, wait, we don't know that it's vegan. So then it's kind of like, should I tell them?
Don't do it.
No, she did. She didn't tell you, but it was funny. I was like, oh, this is so good. I'm like, see, you can even tell the difference.
Exactly. That's stuff I would like to do for the kids, is finding healthy alternatives like that they just won't know the difference. So that's one thing I'd like to have you help me experiment with.
One thing too, since you were talking about dinner and kids and having meat healthier, I found this chickpea chicken nugget recipe. Actually, I think I posted pictures of it. And my dad likes chicken nuggets. He's a big fan of chicken nuggets. So he tried them. That's good. I was like, oh, would you want me to make them again?
Did he know before he ate it?
He didn't know what they were, so that's why I was like.
So you got another one.
I know.
You try that more often.
Right.
Just like test it with people on like which one is vegan, which one is not, kind of thing, and see if people would eat the alternative.
Well, people started questioning me because I would be like, oh, I got a hot dog, and they're like, but I'm all, what? And they're all, like, it's a plant-based dog, but it's a hot dog. I don't have to say vegan or plant-based because it's you know what I mean. So I don't think.
Yeah, because that's what you normally eat. So it's not like you're like, yeah.
So it's always funny. But okay. So for next week, you already said your goal was to try to work out more and not eat as many snacks. And then what else?
Yeah, so work out more, not eat as many sneaky snacks that are not healthy. I feel like that was it. I'll have to think about it. I've got to write them all down. See, that's another thing, is my brain is always like, woo, so I need to write everything down. But I'm sure you'll keep me held accountable for it.
Oh yeah, so like me though, I'll be like, squirrel. Anyways.
I know, right?
But no, so yeah, I think definitely keep at working out. Because it was definitely hard these last 2 days to get up early to go. I was like, I don't want to go. I'm so tired. But definitely to make sure that I get another week of exercise. And then I do need to eat more whole foods. I'm trying not to eat processed foods as much. So that will be another goal. And probably, maybe, I don't know if I'm going to do it this week. I might do it in 2 weeks. I was going to try to cut back on my coffee. I don't know if I can do that yet.
Yeah, be careful with that one. We know how that goes. I tried that cold turkey and had major headaches from withdrawal. So it's hard.
But definitely. So at least continue losing weight and making it to the gym for sure, and whole food. So, and I've been doing better because I'm doing my food.
Mm-hmm. It keeps you held accountable. So I think that's the biggest thing I like from what we're doing, is that we're holding ourselves more accountable, and we probably wouldn't do half the stuff we're doing if we weren't doing this. So thank you.
We have like this support.
Yeah, exactly.
Support, because nobody likes us alone. It's like, well, not misery loves company, because I don't think we're miserable, but you know what I mean. In general, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you're doing. People are social creatures, so we just want to be doing it with a partner.
Yeah. So thank you for being my partner.
Yay. Yay.
All right. Well, I'm excited. This was fun.
Yay. Well, I hope if you guys tuned in, you guys will tune in next week and enjoy this. And if you guys have any tips for us, let us know. Or if you guys want us to look anything up, let us know.
Just like leave a comment in the comment section.
Oh, yes.
We'll answer those or respond. And then you can find us through our social media pages too and DM us that way too. So we'll have all the information for you to find us. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we're working on the Facebook thing, but we're trying to put out as much content as we can to give you guys the information that we find out, and we also like finding out new information too.
Oh, and if we find out any more workout stuff too, we'll kind of keep throwing that out there with our tips and whatnot.
Okay. Yep. Alrighty, well, thank you. See you guys next time.